Alright folks, we're back. Garrett with Old Breed Outdoors. Another field table episode in our field table series. And on this one, we're going to make Hank Shaw's Souvlaki. I'm not sure if that's actually how you pronounce it or not. It's kind of like a hero, but it's not. So, I made this a couple months ago, and it was delicious. So, we're going to make it again, and this time I'm going to share it with y'all. And what I'm going to do is tonight I'm going to make the marinade so that I can sit, and tomorrow my wife, who's amazing and awesome, can put the marinade onto the meat before I get home from work, and then I'll take care of getting it all cooked up and the rest of the preparation for it. So what we're going to use for this though is some backstrap. Really need deer season to hurry up and get here because I'm starting to get a little food insecure in my freezer space with my backstrap and steaks. That's another story. But, so we'll take the backstrap, roughly about a pound and a half worth of backstrap, 1-inch cubes, and then we'll marinate it, and then put it on skewers. We'll cook it on the Camp Chef, and then we'll make put that in pita with some other stuff. I'll make some tzatziki tomorrow night, and it will be amazing. So, for the marinade, you need 1/4 cup of lemon juice. So you can either squeeze lemon or, in this case, I had to use some little bottle of lemon juice because my squeezer is in the dishwasher because I just used it to make another awesome recipe. If you haven't seen our episode, Thai venison saute skewers, check that out. So we got that, and then we're going to need a 1/2 cup of olive oil. This is a really simple recipe. Super simple, super good. Just like the Hank Shaw stuff. I mean, you guys have seen a bunch of that now, and there'll be more of it. I talked about it before, I think, but I can't say enough about his cookbook. Simply because, for someone like me, who I can cook, but I'm not the best, figure it out kind of person. I need a recipe to kind of go off of. But what I have found is, now that I've done a couple different these recipes a couple different times, I'm able to kind of messing with it. And these recipes are super simple. They get really easy to kind of modify, which is why I really like it. I use a lot of Danielle Pruitt stuff, and she has some amazing recipes, but hers is a little more complicated, at least for me. And some other stuff I've found online in other cookbooks. I got Meat Eater's cookbook and some other old cookbooks my dad had. So anyway, I put the highlight out there. I use a lot of the Hank Shaw stuff simply because it is super simple, extremely good, and it makes it good for someone who's trying to learn how to kind of develop their cooking skills. So pepper, you need 2 teaspoons of black pepper, and then 1/2 teaspoon of ground thyme. I'm sorry, 2 teaspoons. I think I said 1/2 teaspoon, which would be 4 1/2 teaspoons to make 2 teaspoons. There you go, folks. And lastly, well, not lastly, but dried oregano. We need 2 tablespoons of that. So put those in, and then the zest of a baby lemon. Not really baby lemon, just a lemon. We're going to zest it though. So a little bit of zest in here, and then I'll be able to use this lemon tomorrow for wedges. There you go, zesty. And the last step, mix. We'll mix that all up, and that'll be ready for tomorrow. So marinate for at least 2 hours on this is what they recommend. And as with most marinades, the longer the better, just not too long. Tomorrow, get that on the meat, let it marinate for 2 to 3 hours, and then we'll skewer it, put it on the Camp Chef, and we'll be ready to go. So stick around, don't go nowhere. We'll be back tomorrow. All right, welcome back. That was a quick night for you guys, not so much for me. But we got that marinade done last night, and this afternoon we got all the meat chopped up and to 1-inch cubes. Got the meat all chopped up into 1-inch cubes here, and it's been marinating for a couple hours now. It's just about ready to go in onto the skewers and onto the Camp Chef. So now we're going to make the tzatziki. So I need 1 cup-ish for the tzatziki. Really, it's like 7 ounces, but which is a little less than a cup. So there you go. One more. There you go. All right. So for that, we're using just plain Greek yogurt. Next, we need 2 tablespoons of the olive oil. Can't go without the olive oil. That's what Popeye said. All right. 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. 1 tablespoon of dill. I'm going to get more dill. Use a lot of dill in this house. Because apparently you can't eat eggs without dill. At least that's what my daughter would tell you. Calls for 2 cloves of minced garlic. And if you've been following with us, you know that I just use the stuff in the jar, and half a teaspoon is 1 clove. So 1 teaspoon it is. Equals 2 cloves. Use you can use, folks. Next is our cucumber. So diced, half cup, and peeled and seeded. Now that I've got that peeled and seeded, we can chop these up. Nice little fine pieces. All right, half cup of diced cucumber. And we'll just mix that all up. And we have us some homemade tzatziki. Not hard to do at all, folks. Pretty simple. Honestly, the hardest thing about a lot of this stuff that I've been showing you guys on our episodes here is the time commitment. And it's really kind of like the biggest thing in these days, most people, is having the time to actually take to do this kind of stuff. It applies to everything we do. Is just sometimes we just need to take a moment and step back and take time to do something a little bit slower, and you get a better product out of it. And then a little salt and pepper to taste here. All right, we have tzatziki. So I'll clean this up, and then I've got some onions. I already cut up some of my cucumber. I got finished cutting that up, and then some tomato and some onion. I did mess up. I forgot I used my red onion the other night. So I'm going to have to use a yellow onion. It doesn't really matter. To be honest with you, red onion would have been better, but we're just going to chop this up for toppings on our pitas. So we clean it up, and then we'll be right back. All right, for the skewer process, pretty simple, obviously. But if you're using bamboo skewers, make sure you pre-soak them in some water, like I did here, because that'll help them keep them from burning on the grill. So I'm just going to pack these. This is just to cook them. This has nothing to do with the actual eating process here. So I'm going to pack these skewers on as much as I can. So obviously pretty simple process here. Oh, that's coming along good. It should be just about done. It doesn't take long on the grill. I put the Camp Chef on the lowest setting for the smoke, and then just on temp high. And as you saw, I have those jerky grates. I use one of those at the lowest level to cook it, and I have the baffle open all the way for direct heat. So that's how I do all of, like, the skewer type stuff like this, and anything that's high heat, quick cook. That's how I do it, and it works out pretty good. So this should be just about ready to bring on in and start chowing down. Well, there you have it, folks. Hope you enjoyed this episode. I know this was quick and to the point, but just goes to show you how simple this stuff is. And that's kind of what the point of what we're trying to show you guys is, wild game meat is not just, hamburgers and steaks and backstraps and jerky and ground meat. There's a lot of other things you can do with all of your wild game. So get out there, find something on the internet, buy some books, whatever, and just start learning, start messing around with it, because that's what we've been doing, and we've really had a lot of awesome success with the various recipes we've been trying, which has really opened up the possibilities of what we can do with our wild game meat. So thanks for following along. Make sure you reach down and hit that subscribe button, and come back and see us again. Thanks.